They told me love is gentle, they told me love is kind, but every time I reached for it, it left a scar behind. I learned to read the weather in the tone of someone's voice. If the room went cold and quiet, I already knew the choice. Love was never soft to me, it never held my hand. It came in with a raised voice and a closed, controlling plan. He didn't have permission, he did not go care. It kicked the door wide open and left fear hanging in the air. So don't tell me about forever, like I'm supposed to understand, when the only thing that ever stayed was the shaking in my hands. How would I know what love is when love was always pain? How would I know what's real when all I learned was say? How do I trust a heartbeat when mine was taught to hide? How would I know what love is if love never stood by my side? Love spoken hard sentences and never let me breathe. He used my name like a weapon and my silence as belief. He dressed up like protection, but it felt just like a cage. Every time I tried to grow, he told me to stay small and stay afraid. I learned to walk on broken glass and call it being strong. I learned to smile in pictures when everything was wrong. I learned to beg for mercy in the house that had no peace, and call the war inside my chest a normal way to be. They say love is a shelter, but I only knew the storm. They say love is a safe place, but I was never warm. How would I know what love is when love was always pain? How would I know what's real when all I learned was shame? How do I trust a heartbeat when mine was taught to hide? How would I know what love is if love never stood by my I barely know, with a heart that started running but too scared to go slow? People say just open up, like it's easy to begin, but every time I try to feel like he's the opposite again. They say let someone love you like love is something free, but love has always cost me everything inside of me. So I look at happy couples and I wonder what they see. Is there safety in their eyes, or is it just a lie to me? They grew up in a language I was never taught to speak. I only know the dialect of blame and being weak. How would I know what love is when love was always pain? How would I know what's real when all I learned was shame? How do I trust a heartbeat when mine was taught to hide? How would I know what love is if love never stood by my side? They tell me love is patient, they tell me love is true, but patience to me was waiting for the next thing you would do. And tell me love is gentle, they tell me love is light, but my nights were full of screaming and my days were full of fights. So if love is something holy, why did it hurt this much? Why did every form of closeness feel like a dangerous touch? I feel lost in light with lightning, where your tears are not a crime, where your heart is not I know a love